Hey, this is Dave from Base Stencil, coming to you from inside the virtual environment of King Spray Graffiti. We're going to show you a little bit about how, what the differences are between abutting and overlapping stencils. In order to do that, I need to do a little prep work here. Okay, to illustrate a couple of points, I'm going to paint a Ladybug stencil and I'm going to paint a zebra stencil. The Ladybug stencil I'm going to paint is what I would call an overlapping stencil. And you know, ladybugs have red things that cover their wings that have black spots on them. So it's big red circle with black circles on top of it. Okay, so you see I've got the big red part of the ladybug. Now I'm going to make it look really like a ladybug by adding the black spots. But notice that I start with this area that's all red underneath the black. Here's where we get to the overlapping part. Now, because I've got a little bit of area here to fill in, I'm going to use a little bit of the white stencil, but you get the basic idea. I'm just going to clean it up here a little bit to make it look nice. Okay, so there's our ladybug. It's a big red ball with little black dots overlaid on top of it. And the two stencils we used are these two up here. This solid container is the red one, and then this other one is the one with the black dots on it. We call that overlapping because the black dots are painted over the red on the bottom. Now, sometimes when you get a stencil, you will notice that the layers are not overlapping, that they are abutting. That is, every surface of every bit of the surface is painted exactly one time. I'm going to show you what this stencil would look like if we painted it with an abutting stencil, that is a non-overlapping stencil. Notice right away that for this red layer here, I've got masked off areas where the dots where the black is going to come are unpainted, they're still in green, and what's more, I've got these bridges that are connecting that masking material to the main stencil. I'm going to clean these up just a little bit, but I'm going to leave it a little bit rough too. As I put on the black layer, notice that I can see a little bit of red underneath the edges of the stencil. That tells me that I've not got it completely lined up, and it's not going to surprise me when I open it up here and see that there's a little bit of green showing through between the black and the red. Let's add that white and see how it looks. Okay, so you don't see a huge difference between these two, but as we look up a little bit closer, one thing we notice is that this is super clean red all the way through. It's just one layer of red, and if you wanted to, you could make, you know, like red, yellow swirls or something crazy in there. But over here, it's not just super clean red. I left a little bit of the bridges showing just to show that it would be a challenge to remove all those bridges between all those little polka dots on the ladybug. So what I call, I'm going to call an overlapping stencil like this ladybug stencil. I'm going to call that a ladybug stencil, and I hope you'll see what I mean. The ladybug stencil is the one where you put the red down and then you spray the black over the red. Next, we're going to paint a zebra. Zebra is like a donkey with like a white donkey with black stripes, or maybe you think of a zebra as like a black donkey with white stripes. Well, we're going to see how that alternation of black and white stripes makes an ideal stencil pattern for what I call an abutting or non-overlapping stencil. I'll show you what I mean. First, I'm going to show you what it would look like to paint a zebra as an abutting or as an overlapping stencil. Okay, I decided I didn't want to use complete black because the color of the stencils in King Spray Graffiti is 100% black, and if I use black paint, you can't see where I actually lay the stencil, and it's really confusing to watch when it happens that way. So I'm going to use this dark gray color so you can see where I'm actually going to lay the stencil. There's going to be my zebra heads, and these are going to be white. Okay, so you see how this is going to be an overlapping stencil. We've got the white layer already down, which is a big outline of the white layer. Basically, it's going to be like a white donkey with black stripes. So we're going to paint the black on top of the white, and then you're going to see that recognizable zebra pattern, and it'll look super nice. Okay, there we go. There's our white donkey with black stripes, which makes it a zebra, and it's painted on a dark background, but still the white is a different color than the background, and the black is a different color from the white. If I want to, I can clean that up a little bit to make the bridges on the snouts go away, because they're a little distracting to me. Now I like the way that looks. And another nice thing about the stencil is if you're looking at a totally white wall, and remember that you had the let's see, we had this one. This was our black stencil, and I'm just gonna plunk them up here so you can see. This was the white that we put down, and then this was the black that we put down on top of that. Now that's a white layer that's kind of amorphous, that just sets the boundaries, and then the black layer goes on top of the white layer to give you the black stripes. Notice there's no white stripes here, but if we wanted to, we could take this black layer here, and we could just go up to a white wall, and we could just hit the white wall with the black, and we're gonna have a zebra. You know, this is super quick. Bang, there's our zebra, black stripes on a white wall. Super clean, super fast, and you could even clean up the snouts like we did before. And I actually like this even better than the other one because, one, it's black on white, so it's just two colors and it's very simple. And two, it doesn't have this three-tone thing going on like the gray and then the black and the white. It's just it's somehow more elemental and more elegant this way. You know, we often play this trick with stencils where we leave out one layer, and like in this case, we've left out the white layer and we've just painted the black stripes on the white wall. And that trick allows us to have the background, the surface color, go into the stencil. And like I said, that's elegant and nice. But notice that when we use an overlapping stencil like this one, where you have the white is the area and the black is the fill-in of the detail, that you can't go to, for example, you can go to a white surface and you can put the black in, but you can't go to a dark surface and put the white in because there's no white stripes here. There's just a white background and black stripes. That's why in this case you might want a non-overlapping stencil. So I'm going to show you what that last layer looks like, the layer that's basically the complement to that black layer. Like everywhere there's not black here, there should be black in the other stencil, the white stencil. And I'm going to put that on the wall right next to the black one, so you see that basically if I layer this one over that one, ooh, that looks crazy weird. If I layer it perfectly over it, everything turns black. Oop, I can't do it from here. I'm too shaky. Okay, so I'm going to show you what that looks like when I put it on this surface over here. And I'm going to do I might do two versions of it to show you something that you can do to make it even better than I'm going to do it right now. Okay, so I got purple and I got the white zebras on top of I got white zebra stripes on top of the purple. But it also looks like I got kind of like a white, I got a white background in the shape of a square behind the zebra. And that's maybe okay for some people, but if you like the look of this, then that white background in there actually might be disturbing to you. So what you could do is you could look around in your paint can, in your paint box, and say, oh, do I have that exact? Do I have the exact paint? Because maybe somebody else left this up here, and you were just painting over it, and you might think, oh, I might have the exact paint, and I can just paint over that, and it'll just make the edges disappear, you know. And you kind of do this, and you do this, and you step back and you look at it and you go, oh my God, that's terrible. So let me show you a better way. Okay, so we just walk up to this surface here, and we see this nice dark purplish surface, and we don't have this paint. We just came with our stencil, and we have our white paint and our black paint maybe, and we want to put a zebra here, but we don't want to have that ugly white background in us. We just want the stripes. We just want the interior. So I'm going to try to do that. I'm just going to put the stencil up. I'm going to look at this compared to this one over here. I'm going to say, okay, where are the edges of the zebras? Like the zebras are not like past the black, where the black starts, the outline of the stencil starts, which is going to be empty space when I plunk this down. See, plunk, right? The outline here, like this is not zebra. This is not zebra down here. This is zebra, this is zebra, this is zebra, this is zebra. So that's the part I want to paint white. And if I do that, I'll get a similar effect with white on purple that I got over here with black on white. Let's see how that works. I'll switch to a thin cap for the edges. All right, so now what I've got here is I've got the zebra look, and I've got the same basic pattern as I had before with instead of having black on white, now I've got white on purple. I can still identify the zebras, and I still like them. There's just one thing that I'm not crazy about, that if I have these two stencils here on the right, I can actually fix it. And I'll show you what I mean. The two things I want to fix are, the one thing is that I can't really see the snouts of the zebras, so I kind of want to darken them. And I know I don't have that purple paint because that's somebody else's paint, but I do have my black paint, and I could spray very, very light black paint there. And I also want to darken the eyes, because the eyes are critical features. They're going to make these really look like zebras. So I'm going to take that stencil, the other stencil that I have, which is the black stencil. I'm just going to put it up here for a second and just do the eyes and the snouts. And notice I didn't really even go into the snout. I could, if I wanted to make this just kind of a little bit consistent, I could do a little bit of this, just to put a little bit on the edge. And when I take that away, all right, that really pops to me, and it really looks like it uses the background of this purple color that came in without making it look like it's just black like black on purple. What I really notice is that the purple goes into the stripes. The stripes are purple, just the snout and the eyes are black, just so that you can identify what those outlines are, what the boundaries are. Those are the boundaries that we kind of, the boundaries from the black are the ones that we kind of lost over here. Rather, we have the boundaries here, but we didn't have the boundaries here. Now we have the boundaries here of the neck and the snouts, and we have the eyes a little bit more pronounced. We could also have done a little bit with the ears up here. That's an empty hole in an ear, that's an empty hole in an ear. We could have done the same thing there, but actually, I like it the way it is. So what do we get out of all this? What we get, I think, is that a ladybug is a perfect subject for an overlapping stencil. You always want the red to be underneath the black. You want to paint all that red, then you want to paint your black dots on top of it. Great, you need an overlapping stencil for that. But I think the time when you don't want an overlapping stencil is when you have zebra stripes, because the zebra, for the zebra, is the zebra white with black stripes, or is it black with white stripes? You really want the white stripes and the black stripes. You don't want a white donkey with black stripes. You want the white stripes and the black stripes. So that's what I get out of it. Overlapping stencils are great for ladybugs. Non-overlapping or abutting stencils are great for zebras. This is Dave signing off from Bay Stencil.